Hey guys, King of Charmass here. Today I will be your judge, jury, and your analyst. And today I have another 5-0 for you. As I always say, please consider contributing to ppoke.com. I will not bore you to death because this is basically the same freaking team as I was before. This is the same team as the 9-0 team. This just gives you more insight on the team. I did 5-0 today. It was a pretty sweet 5-0. There was a lot of things you could do. This showcases just how strong this team is and a lot of situations you can go if you were to go B down shields. Or if you just want to hear my perspective or my shoutcasting, as I always do. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well in your Go Valley tests. I don't know, I run custom rankings. Here's the top performers, and we're going to be doing this team right here. Again, it's the top team. I'm not going to go over it since I've gone over it like 1,000 times, but it features Altaria lead, Registeel, and Vigoroth safe switch. Registeel is in the back, down shields or up shields. Registeel is a beast, especially against Bastiodon, and Altaria is a very tanky burb. Again, you won't likely see Mantine, Poliwrath, or Hitmonchan, which core breaks this entire team. Other than that, this team is very, very powerful. And again, I'm not going to go over it too much. It's a very powerful team, really, really good. And here's another sweet 5-0 shoutcast coming up next. Alright, so here's the battles. Again, this is the same team where I got the 9-0 and you got another 5-0 because it's really that good. We get Altaria into Medicham. So again, this is a positive lead for us. But if technically yes and technically no. Lickitung comes out and I'm a little confused. I'm like, okay, so I actually don't know how to play out. So Lickitung XL, well, if it's a Lickitung XL. So after I eat a body slam, I looked at the top right. And as you see here, that Lickitung XL is an XL Lickitung. So XL Lickitung is very, very thick. The good thing is that Vigoroth does resist Lick. So because Vigoroth resists Lick and Lick doesn't do super effective damage, this is actually the worst nightmare my opponent can see. Lickitung XL is really powerful against the Medicham just because Lick does super effective damage. But in this case, we don't take super effective damage. We take double resisted damage from these Licks. As you see, Body Slam doesn't do much against Vigoroth at all. So if you do see a Lickitung XL, just switch into Vigoroth right away. I switched a little late because I was a little confused, because I'm not going to lie. This is the first time I've ever faced a Lickitung XL with this team, and I'm like, wow. Dang, bro. So as you see here, Lickitung just gets farmed down by our Vigoroth. So Vigoroth has a very safe matchup against Lickitung XL. We can expect that Medicham to come back in. So this is a Medicham XL, by the way. And all we're going to do is I'm just going to do as much chip damage as I can. Then we're going to send back in Altaria to finish it off. And hopefully Registeel has a really great matchup in the back. Registeel is the most powerful closer in the Remix Cup, and it is very powerful in the Zeros. So I'm going to bank that like Registeel can finish up this match. As you see here, we send in Altaria, and my opponent has a Bastiodon. I low-key... You'll see me undercharge here, but I'm low-key pissed at myself because I knew they were going to try and switch out. But here we got Registeel on Bastiodon. This is a comfortable matchup in the 2 shields, so we should be able to safely win this just going straight Focus Blast. So as you see here, we should be able to Focus Blast, and then that's GG's. Again, I kind of kicked myself. I kind of kicked myself because I was like, you know what? I kind of anticipated they were going to catch, so I was like, ah. I hate you so much. Either way, it doesn't matter, though. Because I hate the Focus Blast here, my opponent's really trying to finish this matchup. But all we really have to do is just... I can farm down this Bastiodon, save my shields for my Altaria, and I can just Dragon Breath down my opponent. So, again, if you see a Lickitung XL, just switch into Vigoroth. You have such a very powerful matchup, and then you can Body Slam down and farm down. Yes, Lickitung XL does get stabbed. However, because you resist the Licks, overall, it won't do a lot of damage to you. As you see, my opponent is desperately trying to come out with a win condition, and they really don't have a win condition. As you see, yeah, they really don't have one, as you see here. So, I just let the power-up punch go through, I switch in Altaria, and all I'm going to do is just Dragon Breath down. It really doesn't matter at this point. They pretty much GG's. Since they didn't fire a move, that was probably a power-up punch Psychic Medicham, but either way, we won with 2 shields. And that's GG's. That's what you get for having Bastiodon. No, seriously though, the amount of Bastiodons you will see in this 5-0 is ridiculous. But anyways, that's match number 1. Again, if you do see a Lickitung XL, just say switch into Vigoroth and beat it down. Because normal double resist Ghost, Licks don't do a lot of damage, and it doesn't really add up. That is the opposite for Medicham, though. If it is a Medicham, that lick damage, that super effective lick damage really does add up along with those body slams. So just keep that in mind. For match number 2, I get another one Yoshi. Do you mean like Yoshi like Super Mario Yoshi? Because like I'm a fan of Yoshi because of all the different colors. No, seriously, Yoshi's a beast, especially if he plays Super Smash Bros. As you see here, we get another Medicham. So I'm already expecting. I'm like, do you have a Bastion, dude? Like in all seriousness though, my opponent is staying in over here though. So as you see here, I do like. The thing about the Medicham matchup is it's kind of scary. It is an Ice Punch. So you win the 2 shield if you win the 2 shield here if you get greedy. So what I mean by if you get greedy is watch what you're going to play this. I'm going to double shield here, but Medicham can beat Altaria in the 2 shield if you decide to get really greedy. Here's what I mean. So as you see here, I do break the shield, and then I'm going to fire another Sky Attack. They will get to their Ice Punch before I get to my Sky Attack. I will shield, however, the reason I shield is because Ice Punch is double super effective here, and it will do big damage. We shield the Ice Punch, we fire off the Sky Attack, this should break the second shield. Now what you have to do if you see a Medicham is you have, like, make sure you fire a Sky Attack, because you can't farm down. What happens here is 1, 2, 3, as you see here, this Ice Punch will go off. It won't kill, however, what's going to happen is if you actually try to if you try to farm down fully in here, if they get a move through at any given point, they can fire an Ice Punch. 4, 5. As you see here, I'm firing my Sky Attack because, like I mentioned before, don't get greedy and farm down. Because what happens is that, if they do get a punch through, they will actually win this matchup. So Medicham can beat Altaria in the 2 shield with Ice Punch. Straight Ice Punch. So make sure you don't be that risky. Especially if a Bastion comes in. And I'm expecting that. No! There's the Bastion! Hello, Medicham Bastion core! The most overpowered core in Great League, and super annoying. You already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to send in Registeel. My opponent's probably going to switch out. So, as you see, actually, here's the thing. They're probably going to try and catch. As you see here, I'll overcharge just a little bit because I'm expecting to catch. And there it is. There's the Mandibuzz. I'm going to straight Flash Cannon here. Do a little bit of chip damage. And then I'm just going to send in my Vigoroth and start body slamming it to death. There's no reason for me to be super risky here. Registeel has a super positive matchup against Bastiodon, and we're just going to send in Vigoroth to body slam down. What makes Vigoroth such a beast is that body slam does a lot of chip damage. Not really a surprise, because body slam has the same base stats and energy as Weather Ball, which happens to be the second most powerful move in the 35 energy conundrum. The most powerful move with 35 energy with base damage happens to be Leaf Blade. Guess what only has 10 damage below that? Body Slam and Weather Ball. That's why Body Slam with Vigoroth is so beastly, because Vigoroth has a lot of it. Vigoroth's attack is very high, so he wins CMP a lot, but it also gets the same type of attack bonus because it is a normal type. As you see, our opponent frivolously tries to literally foul play. I still don't know why you're trying, dude. All that's gonna happen is I Body Slam over here, I Focus Blast, I send in the Spirit Bomb from whichever episode of Dragon Ball Z. Either I'm killing Kid Buu, Cell, or like Frieza, and you're dead. And that's GG's. As you see here, I'm just going to fire the Body Slam just to stall the clock, switch into Registeel, Focus Blast, and then that's GG's. But either way, pretty comfortable match. Again, if you get Bastion if you happen to get the other way around where you get Bastion in the lead, just say switch out into Vigoroth and try to play out the match. Win switch, because if your opponent is, as long as you get your Registeel on Bastion, you can win down a shield. So even if they're up a shield, you can win down a shield just because Flamethrower doesn't KO you. As you see here, we will get to the Focus Blast, and that's GG's. Medicham Bastion is still obscenely popular in this league, and for some odd reason, we've encountered it. No, seriously, today I encountered it a lot. A lot, and it's getting really annoying because I'm like, is there really anything new? Like, can the meta change, please? Please? Oh wait, I forgot. Go Battle League doesn't really have a meta because everything is allowed, so you can be like, oh, okay, I'm facing meta, and then there's some random thing in the back, and oh my god, it's something different. And yeah. As you see, I'm just voicing my displeasure at seeing the Bastion Medicham core for like 5 times in a row, so yeah! It's the greatest, so great! So no, seriously, I hope you guys are having fun because I'm like so sick of Medicham Bastion. I'm so sick of Medicham Bastion. So unless something changes, that will be the dominant core for a very long time. We get our third match. Wait, I believe this is our third match, and the other one just took so long just because of Bastion. Altaria. Okay, so this is actually good for us. in a sense that we have a good IV Altaria. So here's what happens. What you want to do in this matchup is you actually want your opponent to... You want your opponent to fire first because you want to get an extra Dragon Breath through. This is a tip if you're going to lose CMP. So let your opponent fire first. I make the mistake of firing before my opponent does, and they switch on to Bastiodon. But if you do get the mirror like that, what you have to do is make sure that you're winning, because like depending on IV, that could be a very IV dependent matchup. If you look at your HP and you notice that your HP is low, like you get to the yellow before your opponent, then you're going to lose that matchup. So again, to really mitigate that, make sure you let your opponent fire first so that you can get that extra Dragon Breath through so you're ahead in energy. Now, as you see here, we safely switch into Bastiodon as fast as possible. I don't have to shield this flamethrower. We'll live it. I'm going to come out with all of this energy. Even if my opponent does fire another flamethrower, it won't take us out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to farm down. As you see, I get the farm. I'm almost going to farm down, but my opponent gets flamethrower off. That's perfectly fine because this one shouldn't kill. I'm expecting my opponent to send in their Altaria. As you see here, I just let it go because I'm like, you know what? I'm fine. So I'm going to let it go. Altaria should come in, as you see here. I should be able to get to another one, even if they shield this one, so I can get to another one, or this Altaria has to throw its energy. So either scenario is fine with me. As you see, Altaria just lets it through. Now we're in farm down range. My opponent switches out to her own Registeel, so all I'm going to do is just focus blast down. So as you see here, my opponent was running Altaria double steel with Bastiodon. Yay! Such a power. That's the ABB team. It's so, yeah, it's really, yeah. Yay. As you see here, I'm going to stay in. I'm going to let my Registeel go, and Vigoroth with the shield should be able to finish this match. I just let it through. So I'm not even risking it. I'm just going to fire the Focus Blast, and then I am going to try and just like finish up this match with Vigoroth. I could have done, there's multiple ways I could have done this, but like either way, as you see here, my opponent's pretty much in danger. I will send in my Altaria. This is just me being really fancy, because here's what's going to happen. They're going to flash cannon me. This actually doesn't kill my Altaria. So what's going to happen is that Sky Attack should either go through. As you see here, it doesn't kill my Altaria, so Sky Attack should go through. And it does. And now all I have to do is just basically punch the unholy hell out of the Altaria in the back, and that's GG's. Again, I made this a lot more fancier than I probably should have, but it doesn't really matter because it's GG's. I actually sent in my Registeel here, and I attempt to lock on farm down just to make it fun. And that's GG's. We never even had to use Vigoroth in that entire match. It was pretty legit. So I hope you all enjoyed that battle, but again, there's a lot of ways you can have a little bit of fun. This was one of them. As you saw, you can lock on farm pretty dang hard if you play everything right. But really, I didn't really have much to worry about in this matchup. But as you see there, again, like, if you get the mirror with Altaria, let them fire first, and then you fire, so that you get that extra Dragon Breath in. Because if it does happen to where they beat you as far as the IV department, you will lose that matchup in the mirror. Just because of Dragon Breath damage, and just because of how complicated it is. So, again, to mitigate that, just make sure you let them fire first. We get match number 4. It is a legend, or technically a rank 10. Well, legends are rank 10s are technically legends too. So a legend versus my Altaria. So this is a good matchup for us. We get a Altaria into a Deoxys defense. It takes 7 counters to get to a Rock Slide. If they fire any less than that, it's going to be a Psycho Boost. So if you feel like it's a Psycho Boost, don't shield. You could actually not shield the first one anyways. My opponent's going to Rock Slide. They're probably going to switch out. But they actually end up staying in, which is kind of weird. But what's going to happen here is just go straight Sky Attack. You should win this match straight Sky Attack perfectly fine. But you expend both of your shields, so just keep that in mind. Again, if you feel like your opponent is going to fire a Psycho Boost, do not shield it. You can take a Psycho Boost very comfortably with Altaria, just because it's such a tank. So don't worry about eating a Psycho Boost damage. It's not too bad. I will keep an even shield scenario with my opponent, or actually let's switch to the Bastiodon. Now you get a good example of how Registeel can beat Bastiodon down shields. So this is a very positive matchup for us. As you see here, we will fire the Focus Blast, and Focus Blast wins down shields. But again, you could eat Psycho Boost. You really don't have to worry about it. You could eat Psycho Boost, you're fine. As you see here, the Focus Blast does go through, but our opponent will never. My opponent is going to fire a Flamethrower, and yeah, that's what I love about Registeel versus Bastiodon. Registeel is a beast against, even though it's super meta, it's technically the anti-meta to this meta, as in Bastiodon and Charmers. As you see here, my opponent is desperately trying to get to another flamethrower. I will fire the focus blast as you see here. This should theoretically KO or get close to KOing, and then I can lock on farm down. I still have something else to contend in the back, so we're still not done yet. As you see here, I'm able to lock on farm down. Bastion is taken out. We have a Deoxys, and we have something else in the back. If I am right, there's a Medicham in the back. The keyword is if I'm right. As you see, Deoxys comes back in. We're going to go for the Flash Cannon. My opponent has to throw their energy here, or they get hit by another one. And they do not. If your opponent is rocking Thunderbolt, which is probably what they're going for, then they can take us out. But it looks like they have Rock Slide and something else. But, unfortunately, get taken out, and it's a Shadow Victory Bell. I switch into my Altaria in like 5 seconds and Sky Attack down because I hate Shadow Victory Bell. And my opponent is using Grass Hole. So, yeah. Yay. Get Sky Attacked. Get destroyed. Freaking Shadow Victory Bell. GG's. That was disgusting. The finesse of how fast I switched into Altaria to finish off this Victory Bell is just a symbol of how much I hate Shadow Victory Bell. As you saw there, I was very displeased that I just faced Grass Hole. All that person really did was use the Grass Hole line, and they put Deoxys defense in front. That doesn't work. If you lose the lead, you're basically rock, paper, scissoring yourself anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Try to come back by putting in yeah, it was just a really bad. In match number 5, we get a expert, and his name is Schwar. I don't know how to spell that. Anyways, for match number 5, we get an Altaria into a Bastiodon. This is terrible! So remember what I told you guys. All we're gonna do is say switch into Vigoroth. Say switch into Vigoroth, and hopefully what comes in, we can take it out, and it is a Sableye. So what you can do here is, I'm gonna go straight Bulldoze, but the thing about it is that what you want to ideally do here is bait. So, the Sableye is very rough because, yes, you resist Shadow Claw, but look at how Foul Play does a tremendous amount of damage. I'm gonna Bulldoze here. This should break a shield, and what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to win Switch. Or get to the point to where I can farm down this, yeah. So, this is, as you see here, I should have baited, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to straight Bulldoze. If I Bulldoze, hopefully I can come out with a W, but what happens here is if you lose Switch, you basically have to bank that Registeel can handle whatever's in the back with shield advantage. That's basically your play. Because you already know Altaria loses to Bastiodon, so you have to just basically pray that our Altaria can finish off, our Altaria or Registeel can finish off the back row. As you see here, because I was successfully unable to bait my opponent, they will get to another Foul Play, and this should KO us. That's perfectly fine, though. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to send in my Altaria, and I'm going to try to farm this thing down. We're going to eat whatever move. We're going to save the shield with Reggie. Our win condition here is to basically bank that Registeel where the shield can take out whatever's in the back plus Bastiodon. And we still have our Altaria for sack swap, potential sack swap. As you see here, we'll eat the Foul Play. I will farm down completely. As soon as Bastiodon comes in, I will switch into Registeel. Make sure you're quick on the draw because you don't want Altaria to eat a move, and we get a Meganium, which is great because technically this is pretty much GG's. This is great because we can beat Meganium down to shield. So Meganium has to Earthquake through our shields in order to give a chance for my opponent to win this matchup. As you see here, I will fire Flash Cannon, but having the 1-0s, you win comfortably against Meganium. There's no way Meganium can get to 2 Earthquakes before you get to 2 Flash Cannons. Then you should be able to Focus Blast the Bastiodon and then back for GG's. Again, if you lose the lead like this, your best bet is to basically try to have Registeel just contend with whatever is in the back, and it should be able to come out with a W. As you see here, we will get to another Flash Cannon, and then all I'm gonna do is basically just Focus Blast the poor Bastiodon, and they just quit out. And that's GG's. Again, a sweet 5-0. If you lose the lead, textbook like this, leave Registeel with shields and hope that I can come out with a W like we did here. I see that was a sweet 5-0. I hope you enjoyed that shoutcast. These were really sweaty battles, and I really hope it gave you further practice and a glimpse of how the most powerful PvPoke team ends up doing in Great League Remix. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed those battles. I hope I put a lot of... what I like to do when I shoutcast is put a lot of perspective on why the things I do what I do, or give you technical analysis about the current matchup, etc. So, again, I hope you guys enjoyed that shoutcast. It was another sweet 5-0. Unfortunately, I didn't have too much luck after this set. I literally got hard countered the next 2 sets, so it just shows you the chaos of Go Battle League. And since it's blind, there's really not much you can do. you're getting your butt kicked. For example, if I have a Charme 9 Medicham and then I have Politoed back, there's not really much I can do with this team to go against that other team. You can get hard countered, you can have a bad day in GBL after doing really, really well for a while, then you can just go and have a nosedive of basically a horrible set. So you can have a good day and then you can have a bad day. Regardless of it, hopefully you guys are already at your goal, whether or not your goal is Legend or not. Me, I'm kind of just chilling. If I make Legend, if I make it, if I don't, I don't. Because I've actually lagged a lot this entire season, and I've lost over 1,100 points. So when I went past 1,100, I was like, oh, I stopped counting. But yeah, that's what it is, you know what I mean? Just do your best. I've already made Legend once. I don't feel like I need to make it again. So yeah, if I can do it, you can do it too. But the lag has made it really, really hard this season, as it always does with every season. I hope you guys are having good luck with your Go Battle League sets. If you haven't done so yet, please like and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next video.